Thank you very much. Hello everyone, my name is Roshan Sresh and I'm currently computer science and business major at the University of Texas at Austin, and I'm the president of the organization called Computers in Developing Schools, in short, KIDS. And I'll tell in detail about KIDS at the later part of the presentation. First, I want to introduce myself. And regarding my hobbies, I like reading and writing poems and stories. I love literature and I love teaching. Before going to US, I used to tutor school children. I used to volunteer at government school and teach them for free, and I even used to tutor science and math to SLC students, and I love teaching. And I love being involved in social activities, in helping needy people and helping others. So regarding my involvement in Nepal, before my SLC, I used to be president of many clubs, and regarding the local clubs, I was member of Tapasi Friendship Club. Tapasi Friendship Club is a local club in Tapasi village. I was born in Tapasi, and I used to be involved with it, and I used to do different social activities like blood donation and income generating training. We used to train economically backward people, and then we even used to tutor to the children in government school. And after SLC, like I voluntarily taught in this school called Sri Tapasi Lower Secondary School. It's a government school, and it was located near my house. So I had like will of teaching them. And after SLC, I got like free time, so I taught there full time. And during +2, I was member of I did my +2 from Trinity College, and I was member of Trinity Art and Literature Society, and we conducted like different literary programs, and we even participated in different literary competitions. And after +2, I got time. I prepared for US education, and during that time also, I was an active member of Tapasi Friendship Club. And I even got the opportunity to be in touch with some other organizations like ZIMIN. It's grassroots movement in Nepal, and what ZIMIN does, it like builds new schools in rural part of Nepal and teach there. So I got chance to be in touch with ZIMIN, and I kept like teaching those students in government school after my +2 before going to US. And regarding my academic life in USA, first I got scholarships to go to Nikos State University. It's a state university located in Louisiana, and I studied there for 2 semesters. But after I went to Nikos State University, they dropped computer science major. So I had to study computer information systems. So computer science, it's more focused in software, and computer information system, it's more focused in networking. But I wanted to go for software engineering, so I didn't want to study computer information system, but I had to because they dropped computer science major after I went there. And I studied there for 2 semesters, then I transferred to Houston Community College. And while I was in Nikos State University, I was an active member of Nikos International Community. They have members from different countries, and they organize cultural programs and related to different countries. And I transferred to Houston Community College. It's a community college in Houston, and I studied there for 2 semesters. While I was in Houston Community College, I didn't get that much chance to be involved in different organizations because regarding the extra activities, university, they have like more organization, and the students in university, they are more involved. But in community college, they are not that much like involved extracurricular, and they don't have that much organizations, and they are not that much encouraging regarding the extracurricular activities like university. So that is also one reason I don't suggest my friends to go to community college, because university is better than community college. And then I got accepted into the University of Texas at Austin. I got a scholarship to go to UT Austin. And yeah, here I want to give a note that, like, as a transfer student, it is very, very hard to get scholarships. But I would say I was lucky enough to get like full scholarship. I mean full tuition. But as a transfer student, it's very, very, very hard to get like scholarship. So when you go choose the university, that gives you more fund and more scholarships. So I want to give you some information about the University of Texas at Austin. It's a Tier 1 college, and its overall ranking is 52, and it's #1 in accounting. It's ranked top 10th in engineering and ranked top 9th in computer science. And here I want to give you some information. When students research about university, they generally go for overall ranking. So here you can see UT Austin, its overall ranking is only 52. So it's far below than Harvard in overall ranking. I think you all have heard about Harvard. So it's far below than Harvard in overall ranking, but it's in accounting, it's like better than Harvard. In computer science, it's better than Harvard. So when you research for the university, research according to the ranking of your subject. Suppose if you are going to study computer science there, then see the ranking according to computer science, because some university, they might have good overall ranking, but not that much good computer science ranking. And some, they might have good computer science ranking, but not overall good ranking. So the overall ranking, it doesn't matter for us, because we are not going to study all the subjects over there. We are just going to study particular subjects. So for example, my university, it has very good and tough business program, and it has good engineering and computer science program. So I want you all to keep that in mind, that overall ranking does not mean that it's good in all subjects. It might be good in few subjects, but not that much good in other subjects. So UT Austin, it has very good computer science program, and the teachers and students, they are really awesome. The students, they are really talented. So keep that in mind, that I had a link. Yeah. Okay, www.collegedata.com. I don't know how many of you have used it, but while I was researching about university, I found this website very, very useful. Like, it has detail of all, detail of the university, detail of how much fund it gives to students. So in average, how much scholarships it gives, and like how in average how much the students who were accepted there, how much they scored in SAT, and even in SAT how much they scored in CR, how much they scored in math. So it has all detail, and I found this really awesome. So you can all keep note of these websites and use it in your research. It's very useful one, www.collegedata.com. And this is the photo of UT Austin. That one is UT Tower, is really famous, and the football stadium, and that one is our computer science building. It was made 2 or 3 years ago only, the building, and before that the computer science department, it was scattered. Some labs were in some engineering building, others were in other buildings, but recently, I don't know how much Bill Gates donated for the building, but he donated a good chunk of amount. And so it's named after Bill Gates and Dale. The headquarters of Dale is in Austin, so it's named after Dale and Bill Gates, so they call Gates-Dale complex. And right now it's all organized. We have like 3 computer labs with high-speed internet, and it's open 24 hours. So you can even go there and do your assignment like in midnight. And in this university, like, you can see like students coding like whole night. Some they code due to their passion, and some they code because they have to. Like I like my typical schedule, like out of like I have like 6 days class, and out of 6 days class, like around 3 days, like I spend like my whole day. Like I go to college at around 7 a.m. and code till like 12 a.m. So I code for a whole day. I mean, you have to like the project. They give you project every week, and every week like you have to finish the assignment within the due date. Otherwise, like that assignment mark was also counted in like final grade, so it will affect your final grade. So you have to. So some they stay there and code due to their passion. Some they have to because they have to finish their assignment. So right now they have very well organized like building for only computer science. And now I would like to give information about this organization. It's called KIDS, Computers in Developing Schools. And first, I want to give you a review of the history, how the idea of KIDS came into my mind, and how much I had to struggle to establish this organization, and what are the activities that this organization did. I was in before that idea also, like I enjoyed like being involved and helping people, teaching students and all, and I wanted to do that for my lifetime. I really enjoyed that. But when I was in 10th grade, my social study teacher, he was teaching about Far Western Development Region, and in Far Western Development Region he was teaching about Karnali zone. And I want to share all the incidents that he described me about Karnali zone. So due to geographical complexity, like they cannot grow wheat, rice, such crops in Karnali. So what they have to do is they have to walk for many hours, sometimes even for like many days, to reach the center where government distribute rice. And government carry those sacks of rice in helicopter, and they deliver there because they do not have like bus and all roads to reach there. So they deliver rice through helicopter, and people they walk up to that center and they buy rice. So, and you might have heard in news that sometimes the government deliver like rotten rice. Yeah, so even sometimes government like due to late delivery, or maybe due to carelessness, they deliver like rotten rice. And even for that rotten rice, like people struggle. Sometimes, like even though they walk for that much days, walk for that much hours, they have to like return empty-handed. So he described about a scenario of a family. The children there, like most of the time, they eat dhiro. So sometimes they get fed up of eating like dhiro. So they are excited to like eat rice, so they ask their parents to bring rice for them. And the head of the family, father, he like carries the nylon sack to get rice, and he goes for the rice. And he walks for like 2-3 days. He reaches the center, and he has to stay in queue. And although like he walked for that much days, although he stayed in queue for that much days, sometimes like the government, they're out of delivery, they're out of rice, they're out of stock. So that father, he has to like return empty-handed. So when he returns back, like he thinks like, if I go empty-handed, my son, he will cry because he's really excited to eat rice. So when he goes, he sees, like I cannot find the English word for sisnu. Does anyone know English word for sisnu? Sorry? Little? Nettle? Okay. So he sees the plant of nettle, and he thinks of taking them home. So he fills his sack with the nettle, and he goes home. So when he goes home, his son, he's waiting for his father in window, and whenever he sees his father, he runs with excitement, and he shouts out that, yeah, now I'm gonna eat rice, now I'm gonna eat rice. And right after he reaches his father, he snatches the bag and sees in the bag, but to his disappointment, he sees nettle instead of rice, and he cries a lot. So when he cries a lot, his father also cries a lot, whole family cries, and this particular incident, it touched my heart. Like, I got all sorts of facility when I was a child. When I got opportunity to study in boarding school, in English medium school, and if I have money, I can buy like varieties of rice, cheaper, expensive, most expensive. But in the same country where I live, there are people who don't even get chance to eat the rotten rice, who haven't even heard the name of boss who haven't even heard the name of the computer, who haven't even seen electricity. So this thing taught me a lot. And like I have a habit that if something touches my heart, then like I cannot get rid of it until like I write poem about it or stories about it. It has happened a lot. Like when I was in 8th grade, my mom and a relative lady were talking about how like her son, after he grew up, like he wanted to throw her out of house and all, and that taught me a lot. And at that time I had like district level exam, and that thing like touched my heart, and I could not get rid of it. So instead of studying, I had to start writing novel, and I even completed the novel. And I haven't published them till now. I have written like 2 novels, but many of my poems have been published in newspaper. And when I was in 7th grade, I got this Best Writer of the Year award. And then this incident also in class 10, when my social studies teacher described chronology, that thing also touched my heart. And I could not sleep that night. Like that thing, it touched my heart, and so I wrote novel about that also, and I completed my novel. And I had my plan that like I would do something for them, and after that I always try to like be more involved in organization and do such activities. So when I was in UT Austin, I was elected as the secretary of Nepali student organization. And at first I wanted to do this project through Nepali student organization. But this Nepali student organization was more involved in social activities, cultural activities. They used to perform like Nepali cultural dance and all. And most of the members, they were like American born Nepali. And like I felt some like difference in like the native Nepali and American born Nepali. Like I'm not pointing out the negative point, but I personally feel that they don't have that much attachment with Nepal that we have. When I like told them about this project, they were not that much interested, and instead like they didn't care about this. So in the middle of the semester, I had to like I didn't give up, because I know what the importance of having a single computer in a school can be. So I didn't give up. Then I talked with my computer science friends, and then in the middle of the semester we formed this organization called Computers in Developing Schools. And then at first like we had to brainstorm about what to name this organization. So first I thought about computers in schools, KISS, KISS. So it would sound like funny, KISS. Then like if we had put like C instead of K, then it would be CIS. So we had like different people, they had different idea about naming the organization. Then all of a sudden, the sister of my roommate, she came this idea about kids. Then we thought what would the full form of kids we would put. Then we came out with computers in developing schools. We made K out of C. So we named organization and we registered for organization. And then regarding activities, like we had fest called 40. And okay, I want to like say something about the members. Like at the beginning, there were only 2 Nepali, me and my roommate in the organization. Rest of all, some were from Indonesia. He's from Indonesia. He's from China. And he's from Ireland. Sorry, she's from Ireland, and she's from Mexico. And she like joined later. So we have like members from different countries. Like when I told them about the conditions of like schools in rural areas, they were really interested to help. And like most of the students there, they are really helpful. Like they always want to help as much as they can. So we formed this organization. Then. Now I want to say how we collected the fund. So we bought the sodas, t-shirt and cap, and like suppose if we bought it for $2, then we sold for $4, and we did this henna tattoo. We collected fund from there. We sold caps, we sold t-shirts, we sold soda, we did henna tattoo. In the beginning, like we were in minus, like few members, they put their own money to run the organization, and we were in minus. And in this fest also, like we expected to sell more of the henna tattoos, but we didn't sell that much. And in the beginning, like it was really hard, and it was discouraging because I think we over expected. It didn't go as our plan. So we didn't collect that much, and during like our free time also, we used to like do tabling and sell all the stuffs. And later I collected some fund from Nepali community in Austin. So we were able to collect like fund for at least 4 computers. And then at first we planned to donate only 1 school, but later on we were able to collect like for 4 computers. So we plan to donate more than 1 school. Now I would like to share about our successful first year project. So this summer we donated 4 computers to 3 schools. The first one was Sri Bakreshwar Lower Secondary School. It's in Gorkha. So here, like they had only 1 computer, and the computer science teacher there, like she knew how to use Microsoft Word only. Rest of that, like she didn't know how to install software, she didn't know how to uninstall software. That's all she knew. Turn on computer, turn off computer, use Microsoft Word. So like I trained them, I trained teachers and students how to install software, how to uninstall software, and how to format computer and all. So this was our first school. And second one was Sri Gangadhar Lower Secondary School, and they didn't have single computer. And most of the students, they haven't even heard about computers. So when we told them about computers, they were like, what is that? So it was really exciting. They were so excited to see the computer. And then we donated 1 computer to Sri Gangadhar Lower Secondary School. It is also in Gorkha. And then I taught the teachers also. They're also like the teachers. They knew how to like use few programs, and they didn't have that much knowledge about computers. So we taught them about computers, computer hardware, how to install software and all. And this one is the school I was talking about, where I like taught when I was in Nepal. So it's Sri Tapasri Lower Secondary School. We donated 2 computers there. And students, like they are so excited to learn about computer that you can see here this. So this part is library. This library was set up by Room to Read. Then right after that room, they have their computer lab. So students are like, they don't have that much practical class there, but students, they are so excited to use computer that I heard that they get to the next room through this gap. They climb this table, and then they climb to other room to use computers. So students, like they are excited to know about computers, but they don't have resources. And although they have resources in few places, they don't have like skilled manpower, skilled teachers. So the main aim of our organization is to learn a computer plus train the teachers, train the students. So this was our last school for this summer. So my future plan for kids is to expand in more schools. Right now, I'm concentrated centered only in UT Austin, but I'm planning to expand it in other universities also. Get in touch with different organizations, mostly Nepali organizations in all the universities, and do different programs. And this idea, give however you can. It just came like it's been like 2 months. I have been here in Nepal. This idea came in my mind, and I want to share this with you all. Like, give however you can. So right now, like I'm doing different computer trainings. I'm doing Red Hat Linux, Oracle database, and OpenStack cloud computing, and I'm planning to do CCNA as well. So give however you can. In this idea, like you donate by like earning money with your talents. suppose like right now I'm learning this OpenStack Cloud Computing. So after I complete my training, what I'll do is I'll go to university and I'll provide training to the interested student, and out of the money collected from that training, I'll donate to my organization. And I'll go to different universities, train them this Oracle, either Oracle database or anything that I know. So train them, and then I'll donate the money to the organization. So like we don't have to have like that much money to like do social activities or to donate. So like if you know how to draw, then you can like organize a small kind of program or something in which like you can draw, sketch people or draw something and sell them to people, and you can donate out of that. If you know how to sing, you can organize a program, sing a song, collect money and donate. So like I have planning of doing this and take this as a separate project. So few things I would like to share. Like always have backup plans in our life. We should always have backup plans. Like for example, like before applying to US like visa, I had in mind for some reason I had this instinct that I would get visa. But also if I had not got visa, then like I was planning to launch these websites. So I had thought like I would name it like www.sojilo.com or something like that. So what I would do with that website is like it would be more focused for SLC and +2 students. So we would upload like different materials. So weekly we would upload like model questions and then old questions. Then so we would make profile in which like the students and tutors they could meet and for the private tutoring and all. So I had this idea in mind, like if I had not got visa, then I would go for that. So always have backup plans for in your lives. For example, for this organization also, at first I tried to do this project through Nepali student organization, but things didn't go well. So I always have backup plan, and always do what you love, follow your passion. After I went to US, like many people like suggested to go for different subjects. Some said like you don't have future in computer science, go for accounting. Some said to go for medical and all, but no, I had set up mind for computer science and I didn't change my mind. So always follow your passion. Then yeah, and like when I was a child, then I used to like say my friends that like after you die and after you meet Yamraj, then if Yamraj asks you, have you done anything for other? Then what if like you didn't have any answer at that point? It's funny, but like I used to tell my friend, like what if you didn't have answer in that point? So at least do something for others. So after you die, when Yamraj asks you what you have done for others, so you have at least some answer. So, and this one is from Bhagavad Gita. Whatever happened, happened for good. Whatever is happening for good, and whatever will happen, it will happen for good. So, for example, like in a way, I'm thankful that the project it didn't like go from Nepali student organization, because I think like if I had done that project through Nepali student organization, then it would be limited to one school, and I think we would donate only one computer. And I don't even think like I would come Nepal and I would do it myself. So I got opportunity to do it for more schools. I got opportunity to donate more computer, and most importantly, I got chance to visit myself and train teachers myself. So yeah, whatever happens, it happens for good. And I want you all to like our page. We have like facebook.com/kidslonghorn. It's our Facebook page, and we have our website. So sometimes we will post about the volunteer opportunity, like volunteers, they will go to the schools that we donated computer and train them. We'll pay for your transportation, we'll pay for your stay and all. So we will be posting about volunteer opportunities. So do like our Facebook page and do visit our website. We have like different projects. So our project, it depends on funds. So if we have fund, like at least once in a year, we'll donate at least one computer to one school. and we'll have volunteer opportunity. We'll need volunteer because it's not possible for us to come every year because the plane tickets and all, they are very costly. So yeah, so at the end, like I would recite a poem, and after that I'll take your questions. And my poem is in Nepali, and this particular, when I used to volunteer for USEF, like I volunteered for 2 university fairs, I guess. Yeah, in one of the university fair, I had recited this poem. So it's about why I wanted to go to America, and it's a kind of satirical poem. So it's in Nepali, and the topic of my poem is Netaji. तन्न पेट अगाउने गरी हजुरको भाषण खाएकै हुँ, तन्न पेट अगाउने गरी हजुरको भाषण खाएकै हुँ, सस्तोको आशा देखाए नि महँगो रासन खाएकै हुँ, मेलम्चीको मिठो सपना देख्दै दुर्गन्धित पानी पिएकै हुँ, सुन्दर र शान्त नेपाल भन्दै फोहोर र त्रासमा जिएकै हुँ। धन्यवाद छ नेताज्यू, मलाई दुःखको कमी छैन, धन्यवाद छ नेताज्यू, मलाई दुःखको कमी छैन, आफ्नो व्यथा पोख्दैछु नेताज्यू, यो कुनै कम्प्लेन हैन। हजुर चाहिँ महलमा बस्ने जनताको झुपडीमा बास, हजुर चाहिँ महलमा बस्ने जनताको झुपडीमा बास, वर्षौंदेखि भाषण मात्र चर्को, अब छैन हजुरको केही आस। चुनाव अगाडि त्यो पारी खोलामा सानो पुल थियो, याद छ नेताज्यू, चुनाव अगाडि त्यो पारी खोलामा सानो पुल थियो, याद छ नेताज्यू, खोला छेउको चौतारीमा भाषण सुन्नेको ठुलो हुल थियो, याद छ नेताज्यू। हजुरले चुनाव जित्ने बित्तिकै त्यो पुललाई खोलाले बगायो अरे, त्यो चौतारीमा भरिया दाइले भारी बिसाउँदा हजुरकै मान्छेले भगायो अरे। वर्षौंदेखिको हजुरको चटक मैले सहेर आएकै थिएँ, जन आन्दोलनमा जिन्दाबाद र मुर्दाबादको मैले पनि गीत गाएकै थिएँ। हाम्रा बाले असारमा रोपेको धान मङ्सिरमा त पाक्यो नेताज्यू, वर्षौं अघि रोपेको त्यो संविधान चाहिँ कहिलेसम्म पाक्ने हो नेताज्यू। घरदेखि परीक्षा केन्द्रसम्म परीक्षाको बेला हिँडेकै थिएँ, बिकज इट वाज नेपाल बन्द एट दैट टाइम। घरदेखि परीक्षा केन्द्रसम्म परीक्षाको बेला हिँडेकै थिएँ, जतिखेर भन्नुभयो त्यति नै बेला नेपाल बन्दको कार्ड भिडेकै थिएँ। आशै आसमा जीवन बित्ला जस्तो छ, अब सहन सक्दिन नेताज्यू, आशै आसमा जीवन बित्ला जस्तो छ, अब सहन सक्दिन नेताज्यू। त्यसैले देशप्रतिको अगाध माया मनमा सङ्गाली लादैछु, देशप्रतिको अगाध माया मनमा सङ्गाली लादैछु, सहनै सकिन अति भो नेताज्यू, त्यसैले यसै वर्ष अमेरिका जाँदैछु। So if anybody have any questions?
And you said that you got money from the base society. Were there other sources of money?
No. Like first, like what we tried to do was like we didn't try to reach out people because like we sold sodas and we sold t-shirts, cap. So suppose like if we bought like soda for $1, then we would sell it for $2. So we wanted to collect the money out of that profit, but we could not sell as much as we expected. So there was a fest called 40 Acres Fest. So people of whole Austin, they visit our college and we have different programs and different installs. So in our installs, like we sold sodas, we sold cap, t-shirts, and we even did that Vienna tattoo, but we didn't collect that much from that. So we had to reach out people like Nepal community, those are living out of the university. We approached them and some of them were really helpful. Did that answer your question? Does anybody have any question?
You were doing contribution for your activity and you're also managing all these projects. So how are you able to sustain your education and your living costs and all that?
Yeah, I mean, good question. Like balancing is really, really important. So when I was in Houston Community College, like I took like 22 to 24 credit hours and I work as well. So balancing this work and my studies were really tough. But in spite of my busy schedule and my busy academic schedule, I was able to maintain my 4.0 GPA. So I mentioned how I balance my work and my studies in my application essay. So in like US, like you don't have to like mug up and you don't have to work that much hard for your like studies. It's not that like you have to mug up whole pace like that. It's like comparatively in comparison between like Nepal and US, it's really easy to study. And like I would say up to like your third year, it will be very easy for you because like they are mostly they are same course that we had studied in our +2. For example, the math that I studied science in Trinity College. So the math that I took in Trinity College that helped me for up to calculus 2. So calculus 2 you take it in your second or third year. So up to third year it's not that hard, but like you have to we have like done that in our high school. Like we make a schedule, but we don't work according to our schedule. But that would not work. Like you have to make a schedule and work according to your plan. You have to balance your work and you have to like study. And many times, like I think for a whole semester, for a whole semester, like I had slept only for 2 hours to balance my work, my studies. It was very tough for me when I was in Houston Community College. I think it's for like both, only for one semester. So yeah, it's tough and you have to manage it, but you'll get used to with it.
So, the University of Texas and Austin is a big school, right? So could you talk about the experience of being a big community?
Yeah. So this Houston Community College, it was a school, like a small school, and comparing to UT Austin, the university that I first went, Nikos State University, it was also smaller, but UT Austin, it was really big college, and like during my first semester in UT Austin, it was a kind of frustrating moment for me. I mean, it's a huge gap, like it's same gap when you go to +2 from SLC. You might have experienced that gap. So I experienced the same thing regarding the curriculum and all the assignment. Like if you are computer science assignment, like I took my introductory Java programming in my first semester at UT Austin, and you have project like you have project every week, and they have deadline, and you have to complete it anyhow. So like I spend like from morning 7 a.m. till 12 a.m. midnight in my computer lab. I used to code hard, and then because I had to finish that in time. So and it's not that much easy. It was not that much easy for me to study because the subjects were also tough, and the curriculum was very challenging. And at first semester, I worked like really hard. There also like like when I had deadline for my programming project, like some days I didn't even sleep because I had to finish that project. I had to submit the assignment within deadline. So you should have the mentality to push yourself to the extent you have to. Like it's not easy. Like when you go in upper division, the courses get more challenging, and you have to go give more time. And in that university, it was like tougher for me in comparison to other universities. But you have like facilities from university. There were tutoring center, so I used to go to tutoring center and get help of the tutors. And they have TA, teacher assistant, so you can get help from teacher assistant. And during night also, like they have study group, and they have tutors from university. So you can stay till like night, and you can get help from the TAs. And I got help from my friends, and I would say I could survive. I survived my first semester, but it was really tough for me, and it was a kind of frustrating also because I was not getting that much high marks in my like internal test. But finally, I did good. You have to push yourself.
As you are the student of computer science, I'm in confusion regarding this computer science and computer engineering.
Yeah, okay, good question. So computer science, it's not mostly, I think it's 99% oriented to software. So like in my computer science curriculum, I have this Java programming, C programming, Python programming, and all sorts of programming. So I have to study hardware only for 1 semester, 4 credit hours. That's all about hardware. So we don't go in depth on hardware. But for computer engineering, they are focused in hardware as a, I would say more hardware. They could go for like hardware programming. The programming also they do low-level programming for hardware, like for driver programming and all. So computer engineering, it's more focused in hardware. Computer science is more focused in software. Yeah, and as I'm computer science students, if anyone is planning to do computer science or computer engineering, then I would like to give few suggestions. So right now, I'm doing this extra course like Red Hat Linux training and then Oracle database training, Red Hat OpenStack, and if I have time, then I'll do CCNA also. So if you are sure that you do computer science there, I would recommend you to do this extra course. Like first thing I would recommend is web-based programming, web-based development, not designing. Designing part, you just design your website, that's all, and it's really easy. So in my first semester at Nichols State University, I got a chance to work for a project, like website project for a restaurant, because I had done web-based development using PHP, and that was really helpful to get that project. And due to that project, like it's been really helpful for me to get internship also. So if you are planning to do computer science, like first thing is do web-based development, PHP, SQL, and then if you have time, like you can do networking, like CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, CCNA. Then right now they have good scope for Oracle database, but you can do it later. But right now, if you have limited time, do web-based development and networking. And if you have enough time, you can go for OpenStack, cloud computing, and Oracle database for computer science student. And like it's not necessary that you should have computer background to work for a project. They notify you about project, and if you know how to work, they call you for interview, and they ask you to show some projects that you have done, your course and all. And like if you are good at it, you don't have to be computer science major. If you are like arts major, but you know how to build websites, then you can work for them. They will hire you.
What's about 4 years?
4
Where
years.
will they get involved?
After 4 years?
Yes.
I mean,
That means computer science student and the computer engineering student.
oh yeah, mostly. I mean, okay, this is the thing in US. When you go for a job, they don't care about your bachelor degree. I mean, they do care, but like in comparison to Nepal, like if you go for like, suppose if someone is hiring for software development, then you have to be like a computer science background, computer engineering background in Nepal. But there, no, they don't care about your background. If they call you in interview, and they'll see your resume, and they'll ask you, and suppose they will ask you to show some samples, and they might give you some question. They will ask you to code, and if you can code better, they will hire you. Your major does not matter. So in US, most of the students, they tend to change their major, and although they have graduated in one subject, they might work in other subjects. So it doesn't matter. So like if I talk particularly, then mostly computer engineers, they go for hardware companies, and computer science major, they go for software company. So like if you are interested in hardware, then I would recommend you to go for computer engineering, not computer science, because computer science is like almost 99% oriented to software. So, and if you are interested in software, then computer science is best.
So what sort of programming
Program for
have you been making?
invented
What sort of programming have you been making?
major.
Coding.
So coding. When I was in Nepal, like I did this C++ programming in NIT, like, but right now I'm doing Java programming, and in website I'm doing like PHP programming, and with this project for our research, and I use PHP there, and I haven't like built some kind of software or something like that, but when I code, like I'm comfortable with Java, and Java is like evergreen programming language, like. In my college, so okay, I want to like point out some difference between ranked universities and not ranked universities. So when like I was in Nikos State University, they had like a career fair once in a year, and they used to have only local companies and few of them, like 6 or 10. But in this UT Austin, they have like career fair 2 times a year, and in one career fair there are minimum of 200 companies and not local. They have like Microsoft, Google, Apple. They come in college to hire us. They even like distribute free stalls to attract students. Like they ask you to like Microsoft. I remember when Microsoft came, like the people from Microsoft, they asked us to join their seminar, and like they said that like we could even win that Microsoft Surface through lucky draw. So in that ranked universities, the companies they approach you, but in non-ranked universities you have to approach company. That difference I felt personally. So yeah, if you are like graduate from ranked university, that would be advantage. Like you don't have to go around after graduation. Most of the grads in my college, the placement ratio is 1:4. Like for one graduate student, we get offer from 4 companies in average. And in my freshman year, when I was just like learning Hello World programming in Java, I got internship opportunity, like interview for an internship from a software company. But there, like we had to code, and like I didn't have that much advanced knowledge of Java, but I could not get. But yeah, if you are in ranked universities, then like getting job would be easier for you.
Could you tell about post flexibility at UT Austin? Switching majors.
Particularly in UT Austin. In UT Austin, I would say it's tough because like I got admission in computer science department, and then for this business, if you are like either switching to business or doing double major, you have to apply again. And there are like the double major, doing computer science major also business major.
You said applying again, so applying as freshman or
transfer. So you have to apply, then like they will select you, and there are like most of the students who apply, they have 4.0 GPA. And so in our university it's tough, but in most of the universities like you can switch major. So like the like higher level you go, the like more restriction there will be for you, because you will already have taken like senior classes. Then mostly they recommend to switch major within like your first 2 years. After that it will get offer for you, but within 2 or 3 years it's easy to switch majors. Like many of my friends, I would say mostly American friends, like they keep on switching majors. It's easier. And suppose you are a computer science student, for first like 2 years, the courses that you're gonna take would be similar with the courses with other majors. Like they will have general courses, like you have to take 2 English classes, 2 history classes, 2 government classes, 2 arts classes, 2 humanities classes. So no matter whatever major you are, you have to take these subjects. So first few years, you will all have like general subjects, same subjects. So you don't have to worry that much about switching major. It's easy. And they're like, they go according to credit hours. They count like, generally for one subject, they have 3 credit hours. So yeah, and mostly they have 3 credit hours, and for like before they will like if they have like threshold limitations that you cannot change major, they will mention that after this much credit hours you cannot switch your majors. But mostly, yeah, it's liberal than in Nepal.
so you just in the beginning it's easier?
Yeah, in beginning it's easier. In beginning it's easier, but like when you go to a higher level, it's tough. But in beginning it's easier. And most of them, they switch majors. It's like common thing. You don't have to worry about it.
So what course should they be
Which one?
What course should they be for making intelligence evaluations like sensors and all?
Oh, so they have this artificial intelligence course, and I see that most of my friends who are into this club, like they made rover and they made some sensing helicopters in UT Austin. So they program in C programming.
So I mean, what sort of courses did they do?
Yeah, they have like artificial intelligence course, but I haven't taken it. We get chance to take that course when we are in senior level. And right now I am like junior, so I'll be taking that after 2 or 3 semesters. But they told me that the programming they do in C, in lower level programming. So if you want to go for that, then I would like to suggest you to focus in C programming. C programming, and they take few electronic courses. Electronic courses are not
We
really
allowed to do
Yeah, okay, so they have like a level. So like if I have to take Java 2, then I have to finish Java 1. And like so you have to like finish the prerequisites courses. You cannot directly take that high level course.
What do the courses probably requirements for artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence, yeah, they have like so for artificial intelligence you have to finish math. I think it's up to calculus 3, that calculus 1, 2, 3. So calculus 1 generally they take second semester or third semester, and then you have to take C programming, and you have to take introduction to electronics, I guess, 5 or 6 courses. Yeah, if you like focus more on C programming, it will be very helpful for that artificial intelligence. Are there any other questions?
As a transfer student, what if you get scholarship at you?
First thing I would say my good grades, and second thing my background. When I was in Nepal also I was involved, I had good academic grades, and then third thing your application essay. So you should have good combination of your grades and application essay. As a like first time whether you are first time like student or transfer, and I would like you all to keep in mind that it's really tough to get scholarship as a transfer student. So choose the university that gives you more scholarship, whether it has ranking or not. Like you can complete your undergrad bachelor degree in non-ranked university. You can maintain good grades, do extra projects. Never be focused only in academic books. Like do extra projects, look for it, and you have lots of opportunity for extra projects in US. Like they have different clubs, so other companies they approach clubs and they notify clubs about these extra opportunities, and then the clubs they notify to members and students. So do not be focused only in your academic. Do something like you can like make simple websites and all that will help you to get like real-time projects. So yeah.
So you talked about the ranking and non-ranked universities. So there are different bases for ranking the US universities. So what's the source that rank the UT?
Oh, US News. Yeah, www.usnews.com. They have like a column on the top for ranking. Then after you click there, like they have ranking, regional ranking, national ranking, ranking according to subjects and different like criteria. So if you go for like overall ranking, then you do also overall ranking. So if you go like ranking according to like engineering, then they'll show you ranking according to that. And I suggest you not to go for overall ranking. First, like decide what subject you want to study. Then browse in usnews.com according to your subjects. Then you can find ranking in that one.
So I have to refer back to the previous. University this is supposed to be a big university, a lot of undergrad students. So what, in your experience, what are the pros and cons of being in big college like?
Yeah, so the cons it will be that it's high chance that your professor doesn't know you. I mean, and like they don't even have time for after class. So in one class, like I was in accounting or something. There were 400 students in one class. The classroom it was like a movie stadium. Teacher he used to have mic, and then he used to have like big projector. So he refers to that projector and teaches, and there were around like 400 students in this class. So like you don't have that interaction, one-to-one interaction with teacher, and mostly they have like assigned TS, teaching assistant. So when you have problem, you have to approach the TS, because the professor mostly they don't have time, and you yourself won't have time because you will have like another class. You have to maintain your schedule. You will have job. You have to go to your job. Then you have to go to another class. And when you are free, professor might not be free. When he's free, you might not be free. So you have that problem. So like good thing in that is that they have like 3 or 4 TS, teaching assistants. So they also help you, and it's high chance that most of the time you don't get even reply of an email from professor because he's very busy, and that is definitely the negative side. Because when I was in community college and in Nikos State University, like most of the time if I had any confusion, then I would have like one-to-one interaction with my teacher. So at that time when I had problem, then I could not like approach professor, and that also was problem for me. But now I'm used to with it. But in the beginning, like to know, in most of such big universities, that is the problem. You don't have like one-to-one interaction, more competitions, like for any projects. Then you have like more students to compete on that, and then the plus point would be the ranked universities. It's easy for you to get job. The companies themselves they approach you, like you don't have to wander around for a job, and then more opportunities. Sometimes we get free training from like Microsoft, Google, free program training. They even pay for a lunch, they pay for a stay, and they train you for free. That opportunity you're not getting like non-ranked universities. So like great opportunities, placement, internship, and most of the time they have like ambassador. Suppose Microsoft, they have ambassador, like they appoint student as ambassador. So if you are in touch with this student, it will be helpful for you to get internship and job. And that will be the prospect. More opportunities. Yeah, for big universities. But in big university, it's like you have to do, most of the time you have to do like self-study. You don't get that much help from professor. Any other questions? And how many of you have already appeared SAT exam? SAT, TOEFL? Already? Okay, only one. Okay. For while you are preparing for SAT, what I would like to suggest is don't waste your, and this is my personal suggestion, don't waste your time mugging up vocabularies. Because no matter how much you like mug it up, no matter if you like mug up whole Oxford dictionary, then I'm 100% sure that you'll see the words that you have never like seen in your life. So I mean, I'm not saying that don't go at all for vocabulary. Like what I would like to suggest is at least do one like set up time. Is it like 3 hours? 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours. So set up like clock for 4 hours, sit for exam, like solve your model questions, do exactly how you would appear exam. So after that, like after you calculate your score, then mark those words that were like new for you, and then write it down in separate paper, and you can like study those vocabulary. Like I was used to do the same. Like in the beginning, while I prepare, like I gave my more time to vocabulary. So I gave my SAT twice, and in second like exam I was able to score more, because what I did was I came to USEF, then I would set up my time, get book and practice, and I even like give some of the mock-up tests here. Yeah, that's great service. You can use that. I recommend that. And then I would underline the words. And then I would write those words in a paper. Then what I used to do was write the word at the front and meaning in the back. That way, like while I was traveling through bus, then I first tried to recall the meaning, looking at the words only. And if I could not, then I would see back. So I'm not saying that don't like study vocabulary at all, but give your more time in practicing rather than studying vocabulary.
Excuse me. If you don't mind, could you please mention your high school grade and standardized tests?
I think I would keep that personal. I was not that much like top scorer, but I was not that bad as well. I mean, if you have like, I don't know if that is it like 2400 till now total. Okay, so in 60 out of 1600, like if you have more than 1200, then you have chance of getting good scholarship.
Could we have some final words from you as we wrap up this session?
Okay, so final word, it's really exciting studying in US. So after you go to US, you're gonna miss everything from Nepal. You're gonna miss water, you're gonna miss air, everything. Like when I first went to US, like everything, even the natural tree, it looked artificial for me. I mean, you're gonna miss everything, have your friends, family, but yeah, like go with the mentality that you will push yourself to any extent you have to get the success. Like I have mentioned, I used to sleep like 2 hours, and during my like assignment in UTS, I didn't even sleep. So you have to have that willpower of pushing yourself, and then like if you have set up your goal, like I talked about my computer science major, like many people, they will like give their view about different subjects. Don't change your mind. Don't change your mind, just go for it, and yeah, like always have backup plans, and then before dying, at least do something for others. Thank you.